Hello to all Cinemaster lovers. Hope you enjoy watching. Let's get started. The last thing we saw was Simba fighting his uncle, Scar, and managing to defeat him by throwing him off the cliff. Simba then married Nala, and they had a little cub named Kiara. Now, years later, we see Simba addressing the animals, announcing that he and Nala are expecting another child. At the same time, Nala is waiting for Simba in a distant place to give birth to their second baby. Simba expresses his happiness about the jungle and all the animals being safe, as that was his father's dream. Afterward, Simba meets Timon and Pumbaa and asks them to protect his daughter, Kiara, while he goes to Nala. He also requests that they not scare Kiara or tell her any stories. At first, Timon and Pumbaa refuse because they don't enjoy babysitting, but Simba insists, saying they are the two he trusts most. Simba then meets Kiara, who is scared of an approaching storm and asks him to stay with her. He reassures her, telling her not to be afraid, promising he won't be long, and leaves. Moments later, Timon and Pumbaa begin telling stories to Kiara, despite Simba's request. They claim they were the ones who defeated Scar. Kiara calls them liars, saying her father told her he was the one who defeated Scar. As thunder roars in the sky, Kiara gets scared and hides. Timon and Pumbaa try to comfort her, explaining that fear is natural and all creatures experience it. When Kiara sees Rafiki, she runs to him. Rafiki advises her to be strong for her family. He tells her that Simba and Nala will soon return with the new baby and shares a secret. When her father was her age, he was also afraid of thunder. He used to hide behind Mufasa. Kiara asks when her father stopped hiding. Rafiki recounts how Mufasa took Simba to the top of the rock and taught him to stand beside him and roar into the wind. Over time, Simba kept roaring until he no longer felt afraid. Kiara says she could never be as brave as her father. Rafiki then begins telling her an old story about Mufasa when he was a young cub. Mufasa was with his parents in a very dry land with no water or trees. His parents told him that beyond the mountains lay a land called Milili. Mufasa's father asked him to close his eyes and imagine the land as green, full of water, and teeming with life. Excited, Mufasa closed his eyes and envisioned the land as fertile, with trees and animals living peacefully. Later, as Mufasa and his parents journeyed to Milili, rain suddenly began to pour. The animals celebrated, rushing to the river, and Mufasa joined in, playing in the water. But the joyous moment turned into a disaster, as the heavy rain caused a flood in the river. The animals panicked and fled. Mufasa's father jumped into the water to save him, struggling against the current. Eventually, he managed to grab Mufasa and lift him onto a rock, instructing him to go to his mother. Mufasa hesitated, scared of falling among the rocks, but mustered his courage and decided to jump. However, a large elephant hit the rocks, causing Mufasa to fall into the water. The current carried him far away. After some time, Mufasa found a piece of wood, climbed onto it, and managed to keep his head above water. Looking around, he realized he was lost and called out for his parents, but they were nowhere to be found. He sat sadly as the water carried him further away. Suddenly, a young cub resembling Mufasa appeared. The cub introduced himself as Taka and warned Mufasa of an approaching predator. Mufasa noticed crocodiles nearing him and ran toward the shore with all his might. Taka grabbed him with his claws, trying to pull him up. At that moment, Taka's mother appeared, scaring the crocodiles away. Taka managed to pull Mufasa out of the water. Taka's mother scolded him for wandering off alone. Taka explained that he saw Mufasa in the water and decided to save him. She told Taka he was lucky the crocodiles were small and afraid to fight. She then said, "Let's leave this place." Taka replied, "I don't want to leave without Mufasa. I want him to come with us." But his mother refused, reminding him of his father's advice not to bring strangers along. Mufasa explained that he wasn't a stray but had gotten lost due to a flood while his family tried to save him. Feeling sorry for him, Taka's mother agreed to let him come along. They arrived at the Lion Pride and met the king, Taka's father, Kabasi. Kabasi didn't like the idea of a strange cub joining them, reminding Taka of his warning not to interact with strangers. Kabasi said he had heard many stories about animals killing anyone in their path. Taka's mother defended Mufasa, saying he was just a cub and couldn't harm anyone. Mufasa introduced himself to Kabasi, who told him, "Do you know what your name means? It means king, and there is no king here but me. Leave now, or I'll eat you." Mufasa replied, "You won't catch me because I'm very fast." Kabasi then challenged Taka to race Mufasa to the tree and back. "If Taka wins, I'll eat Mufasa in one bite," Kabasi said. Taka's mother intervened, suggesting that if Mufasa won, he could stay with them. Kabasi agreed, and the race began. Kabasi tried to sabotage Mufasa, wanting his son to win. Taka's mother disapproved of her husband's actions, saying that if he wanted their son to be the future king, he needed to earn it. Mufasa ran with all his might to catch up to Taka. He slipped into the water, recalling his previous near-drowning experience. Gathering his strength and confidence, he continued and reached the tree before Taka. Mufasa jumped off the tree to return, but fell into the water. Taka helped him out, realizing that Mufasa couldn't swim. They continued the race together, and Taka confessed that he had always wanted a brother. Mufasa was surprised by Taka's words. In the end, Mufasa won the race. Kabasi became furious, scolding his son for losing to a stray cub. He told Taka's mother to raise Mufasa among the females. Taka's mother praised her son, telling him he did great. Taka was happy that Mufasa would stay with them. They played and grew up together like real brothers. One day they scared the lions while they were sleeping, waking them up. One lion complained to Kabasi, saying, "Your kids keep playing pranks on us." Kabasi sternly replied, "Mufasa is not my son, and he is not allowed here. You two will never be siblings." Mufasa is ordered to return to the women, and he gets upset and leaves. Taka tells his father, "I love Mufasa and want him with me." Abasi tells him, "One day, Mufasa will betray you, so you must be cautious so no one takes advantage of you." Taka doesn't like his father's words, while Ishi trains Mufasa and asks him to close his eyes and tell her what he hears and feels. Mufasa becomes highly skilled in hearing and sensing, and he tells her, "I see a herd of gazelles heading to the lake, and I knew they were gazelles from their slow movements." She tells him, "The skills you possess are unmatched by any other animal." Mufasa says to her, "I miss the warmth of my family." Ishi tells him, "Your parents are surely out there. We need to search for them again." Mufasa replies, "I see no hope of finding them. And at the same time, Abasi doesn't accept me here." She tells him, "I consider you my son, and if Abasi sees the talent you have, he'll realize you must be king." Mufasa responds, "He'll never agree to that, and I don't need to be like Taka. I'm happy as I am, with no responsibilities." Taka overhears them from afar, while Ishi takes Mufasa to teach him how to hunt gazelles. However, at the same time, two white lions approach, staying hidden. When the gazelles see them, they flee, and the white lions attack Ishi. Mufasa fights the lions, while Ishi sees Taka scared and running away. Mufasa shows great courage, fights the lions fiercely, and manages to kill one of them, causing the other to flee in fear. Ishi thanks Mufasa for his bravery in fighting the lions and saving her. She returns to Abasi and recounts what happened, telling him, "If it weren't for Mufasa, I would have been dead." Abasi tells her, "We owe Mufasa a great debt." Mufasa says, "We need to prepare and be cautious because the white lion has returned to his pride, and I sense they will come for us again." Abasi asks him, "How do you know?" Mufasa replies, "Send a lion to scout and confirm my words." Abasi sends a lion named Shigeru to their territory. Meanwhile, the white lion who escaped from Mufasa returns alone to King Kiros. Kiros is upset and asks him, "Where is my son, Shago?" The lion replies, "We faced a strong lion who fought Shago fiercely and killed him." The king says, "So you left my son to die alone and returned?" The lion, scared, explains, "I was injured in the battle and there was no hope of victory." Kiros tells him, "Don't fear me, I won't harm you. I'll let the rest of the lions eat you." Indeed, the lions gather to kill him. Shigeru witnesses this and returns to report what he saw, while Abasi tells Taka, "You must not tell anyone you ran away because it cannot be said that the king was afraid." Taka replies, "I don't want to be king." Later, the lion Shigeru returns and informs Abasi that the white lions are planning to attack them, and their numbers are double theirs. Each of their lions is larger than ours, and their king is named Kiros. Abasi is terrified by this and says he must protect his lineage. He orders Taka to leave and start a new life, and he commands Mufasa to flee with him and protect him. Mufasa goes to talk to Ishi, saying, "I don't want to leave you." She tells him, "Beyond that valley lies the land of Melali, which your parents told you about. It's a bright and green land. Go there, and you might find your parents." Mufasa replies, "What matters to me now is not losing you." Ishi tells him, "I love you too and see you as my son, but you must flee to be safe in Sears. Search for your new home." Taka comes and apologizes to his mother for running away from the battle with the white lions. His mother tells him, "I'm not upset with you, and your moment of courage hasn't come yet." The two leave together. After a while, the white lions arrive, and Abasi and Ishi stay to defend their land. Abasi confronts Kiros, asking, "Why have you come to challenge me? There are supposed to be rules among lions." Kiros tells him, "Forget those rules because you will no longer be the king of the Valley of Kings. I will be the new king, and any land touched by light will be mine. Abasi and his pride are frightened and retreat, unable to do anything against them. Abasi is at a loss, while Taka stops running and wants to return. Mufasa convinces him that they must keep fleeing. However, because they pause for a moment, the white lions catch up to them, chasing them. Mufasa and Taka reach a lake, and as usual, Mufasa fears the water. He tells Taka, "It's better for us to fight than to drown and die." Taka tells him, "I order you to swim." While they are talking, the white lion pride catches up with them. Kiros asks, "Who among you killed my son?" Mufasa replies, "I killed him, and Taka has nothing to do with this, so let him go." But the lions realize that Taka is the son of the former king, meaning he must die too. Mufasa and Taka are terrified and run, but unfortunately, they reach the end of the path. Mufasa sees no other option but to fight, but Taka pulls him, and they fall off the cliff into the water. They grab onto a tree branch and are happy they survived. However, a white lion jumps after them. When they see him, they are scared and try to climb the tree, but it breaks, and they are swept away by the water current. The white lion cannot reach them. The white lions say, "They won't be able to escape us and we'll find them wherever they are." The two lions walk together, safe, and continue their journey to Malili. Mufasa thanks Taka for saving him and pushing him toward the waterfall. Taka tells him, "This isn't the first time I've saved you." As they walk, they sense someone with them. Mufasa recognizes by the scent that it's a female and asks her to reveal herself. She appears and tells them, "I've been following you all night because you're the only lions I've seen in a long time since the white lions attacked my pride and took over our land." Taka introduces himself and invites her to join them since she's alone. A bird named Zazu appears, saying she's not alone. The lioness, named Sarabi, tells them, "The good thing about Zazu is that he flies, so I use him to scout any area I want." Mufasa tells her, "We were heading to Malili." Sarabi replies, "Malili is a legend and doesn't exist. What's important for us now is food." Zazu hears noise from the monkeys in the trees, so the lions set off to search for their prey. In the tree, there's a baboon named Rafiki. We learn that Rafiki's tribe rejected him because of his illogical dreams, seeing him as a curse. Rafiki is upset and decides to leave and search for his family. He climbs down the tree, and the three lions want to eat him, but he isn't afraid of them, saying, "If you kill me, you won't know the location of Malili." They are surprised and decide to keep him alive so he can lead them there. Rafiki tells Mufasa, "I had a dream where you and I were in Malili, and my brother was waiting for me there." At night, Mufasa dreams of being in Malili, and Ishi tells him, "You are heading to Malili." The next morning, they continue their journey. Rafiki tells Mufasa, "There are two paths we can take. Choose one." Mufasa recalls Ishi's words when she said, "Follow the light and cross the deep valley." So Mufasa decides to take the lower path, but Sarabi is not convinced and says, "I won't follow your illusions." Mufasa tells her, "If we climb the mountain, we'll leave the palace behind because the lions are still chasing us, and I feel they are getting closer. Close your eyes, focus, and tell me what you see." Sarabi focuses and indeed sees the lions searching for them. So she agrees, and they descend to cross the valley. Meanwhile, the white lions catch their scent and follow them. They realize that a lioness and a monkey have joined them. Taka tells Mufasa, "I want you to help me talk to Sarabi because I admire her. You've spent your life around women, so you know how to talk to them." Mufasa advises him, "Be yourself and talk, but act confident and slightly uninterested. Talk to her about the beauty of the flowers in her valley. Most importantly, listen carefully when she speaks." Taka follows this advice and approaches her, saying, "You smell like flowers." She is flattered by his words because her valley was full of flowers. As they walk, they see a herd of elephants. Suddenly, they spot the white lions on the other side. Mufasa says, "We must make the elephants fight with us somehow." Sarabi comes up with an idea. Meanwhile, the lions are advancing toward them. Sarabi climbs a tree and drops a beehive to the ground. When the elephants smell the honey, they become agitated, charge forward, and kick a white lion in their path. Mufasa climbs the tree, but Sarabi falls, gets hit by the elephants, and loses consciousness. Mufasa descends to save her and drags her to safety. Meanwhile, Scar hides in fear, and luckily, the elephants shield him. The white lions decide to retreat for now. When Sarabi wakes up, she learns from Rafiki what happened to her and asks, "Who saved my life?" Mufasa lies, saying, "Taka saved you," wanting Sarabi to like Taka. She thanks Taka, and they continue their journey until they reach Snowy Mountains. Mufasa asks Zazu to use his wings to erase their tracks so the white lions cannot follow them. Zazu agrees and covers their tracks with snow, successfully confusing the white lions. Zazu observes them from above, sees their confusion, and delivers the good news to Mufasa. Sarabi thanks Mufasa for his idea. Scar, seeing them talk, becomes jealous. At night, Mufasa tells Sarabi, "We need to eat something. I smell an animal coming from that hideout." Sarabi is surprised by his ability to smell animals in such conditions and tells him, "You are an amazing lion and capable of anything. I realized you saved me when I fainted. I also understood you smelled the flowers on me, which proves you sensed the white lions from afar and now detected the animal in its hideout." Mufasa tries to evade the topic, saying, "I'm not the one who saved you. My brother saved me once, and he saved you too." But she knows he is lying and tells him, "You are destined to be king because you have all the qualities of a great leader. Be honest and admit you saved me." Taka overhears their conversation from a distance. Mufasa confesses to Sarabi, "Since I first saw you, I felt something strange." She replies, "Stay with me and don't leave me." They walk together, and Taka is consumed with rage after witnessing and hearing everything, especially since he knows Mufasa is aware of his feelings for Sarabi. Yet Mufasa still chose to love her. Taka feels heartbroken and says to himself, "Mufasa is no longer my brother." Distracted by his emotions, he accidentally falls off the edge of a cliff. When he regains consciousness, he sees the white lions in the distance and decides to approach them. They are surprised by his arrival. Taka tells them, "I will help you defeat Mufasa because he killed your son, Kiros, erased his tracks, and led you here. I propose a deal. I'll lead you to Mufasa and Malili. Mufasa and the monkey with him know the way to Malili. Once we arrive, you can take your revenge on Mufasa." Kiros asks, "Why betray Mufasa?" Taka replies, "Because of Mufasa, my father died. If he hadn't killed your son, none of this would have happened." Kiros is convinced and agrees to the alliance. Taka bows to Kiros. The next morning, Taka returns to the group and they ask him, "Where were you?" Taka lies, saying, "I was trying to hunt but failed. My sense of smell isn't as sharp as Mufasa's." Later, Rafiki leads the group to continue their journey. Taka leaves marks behind so the white lions can track their route. After hours of travel, they finally arrive at a beautiful land with trees and water. This is Malili. It turns out to be real, not an illusion. They enter and explore its beauty. Rafiki is overjoyed to see the tree he had dreamed of and where he envisioned his brother waiting. Mufasa tells him, "But your brother isn't here." Rafiki replies, "The one I saw in my dreams was you, Mufasa, standing here beside me." Suddenly, giraffes approach Mufasa and express their fear that danger has followed them to Malili. Mufasa reassures them, "Don't worry, we erased our tracks." But then the white lions appear, scaring the animals into retreat. Kairos tells Mufasa, "You can't escape us again, thanks to your brother, who revealed your location." Mufasa is shocked, and Taka says, "You betrayed me first. Not only did my mother raise you better than me, but even Sarabi loves you, not me." Kiros declares, "All this land will be mine, and I will rule it." Kairos begins to attack Mufasa, who tries to escape. Sarabi finds a group of lions and asks for their help. The lions agree and join the fight. Mufasa manages to push Kairos off the cliff. He then addresses the other animals, urging them to unite and fight for their land, their future, and their survival. He warns them that if they allow the invaders to take over, they will eventually come for them too. The animals respond skeptically, asking, "If the lions can't fight, how can we?" Mufasa explains, "The bull is not fast like the cheetah, nor tall like the giraffe. All animals are important in the jungle. My battle is your battle. Let's put an end to evil and fight together." The animals are convinced by his words, gather around the white lions, and they become frightened. But 3 lions fight Mufasa and manage to push him off the water hill. Mufasa regains consciousness, but Kiros comes to him, and their battle begins. Taka is standing by, watching. Kiros has the upper hand and is overpowering Mufasa, but at that moment, Taka realizes his mistake and feels regret, remembering his memories with Mufasa. He intervenes and takes the hit on his face instead of Mufasa. At that moment, Taka gets injured on his face, and the famous Scar appears. It turns out that Taka is Scar. The 2 lions attack Kiros, but Kiros is stronger than them. Meanwhile, the battle rages outside between the 2 sides. An earthquake occurs, the ground collapses, and a large rock falls near them, taking Mufasa and Kiros into the water. Kiros tries to kill Mufasa in any way possible, but Mufasa fights back. A large rock falls into the water, and Mufasa uses his strong instincts to sense the rock. He grabs Kiros and pushes him under the rock, which falls on him and kills him. Mufasa tries to get out of the water, but since he cannot swim, Taka helps him out. Sarabi comes to check on Mufasa. Taka looks at her with sadness and walks away. Mufasa and Sarabi leave, and the animals gather around them in joy. They bow to Mufasa, recognizing him as king. Rafiki tells him, "You are now the king of Malili." Mufasa is surprised to see his mother, Aisha, and is overjoyed, hugging her. She cannot believe her son is alive. When he asks about his father, she tells him that his father died during the flood and adds, "I always dreamed we would meet again in Melili." Taka comes and apologizes to Mufasa. Zazu tells Mufasa, "You must banish Taka from this place." Mufasa refuses and says, "As long as I am king, my brother will have a place here, even though I cannot bring myself to say your name again after what you did to me." Taka responds, "Fine, call me Scar, so I can always remember what I did." He sarcastically adds, "With your permission, my king," and goes to live in his cave. After that, Mufasa becomes the king of Melili. Sarabi and the others join him, and the rest is history. He stands on the rock and roars. In the present, Kiara stands on the rock and roars. Later, Simba and Nala arrive after having a son. Kiara is happy and plays with him because she had always wanted a sibling. If you liked today's video, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and activate the bell to receive all new updates. See you in the next video. Goodbye.